And so the piling on continues. A week or so after the federal election, we continue to witness more gloating than Jose Bautista scoring a game-winning home run, and so much of it isn't really coming from the Liberals per se, folks. No, it's been perversely amusing to see the number of op-eds penned by downright giddy members of the media party. These scribes continue to vilify the divisive Stephen Harper while lauding that paragon of hope and change, Justin Trudeau. I had no idea one could type so brilliantly while wearing pom-poms. My Rebel colleague Brian Lilly recently had a posting asking you, our viewers, to help expose media bias when it comes to the ongoing deluge of pro-liberal and anti-conservative reporting. And you know, folks, you don't have to go searching for it. Sometimes it literally falls in your lap. Case in point, in my sleepy little town of Richmond Hill, Ontario, a post-election commentary in the local community newspaper was recently penned by editor Marnie Beck. It was headlined, "No More Politics of Division, Canadians Choose Hope." Now, for starters, the name of this retail flyer repository is indeed the Richmond Hill Liberal, so at least the paper scores some points when it comes to the truth in advertising department. But in any event, the Canadians Choose Hope editorial was in response to the fact that only 2 seats in all of York Region remain Tory blue. And editor Marnie Beck says she knew Harper was preaching the politics of divisiveness based on a statement Harper made on January 30th. At a press conference, a journalist asked how the new anti-terror measures would differentiate between a radical terrorist and a, quote, teen messing around in his basement. Harper responded as follows, quote, "Whether you are in a basement or a mosque, if you engage in terrorism, we cannot tolerate that any more than we tolerate bomb threats at airports." Now, folks, this is a completely valid point for anyone who recognizes what's happening in the world today, namely the politically incorrect yet undeniable fact that radical Islam is the 800-pound niqab-covered gorilla in the room responsible for the vast majority of terrorism on this planet. How's this for a number? According to religionofpeace.com, the number of verified deadly attacks carried out in the name of Allah since 9/11 alone now stands at 27,148. But Beck is typical of the media party, because this is what she had to say about Harper's answer. Quote, "I'm sorry, but the wording 'in a basement or a mosque' made me think Harper was treading on dangerous ground. Our Prime Minister, the head of government of all Canadians, was intimating that terror could emanate from mosques." Terror emanating from a mosque? Oh, say it ain't so. Even though a quick visit to YouTube will reveal numerous imams preaching violence to their congregations, but so many people in the media, they just can't utter this basic truism.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Now, of course, most mosques don't preach terror, but we know for a fact that some certainly do. But here's the thing, folks. Richmond Hill Liberal editor Marnie Beck should definitely know this fact too. You see, just up the road from the offices of the Richmond Hill Liberal is the Islamic Society of York Region. And in late May, this organization hosted an event that paid tribute to Ayatollah Khomeini. I'm not making this up, folks. The Islamic Society of York Region, right here in Canada in 2015, was hosting a hate fest that lauded an Iranian regime that denies the Holocaust as it tries to manufacture another one. The result of this odious event was that hundreds of people, including politicians of all political stripes, including Liberals, came out to denounce this toxic trash. Hey, guess what? The protest even made the pages of the Richmond Hill Liberal, which suggests that editor Marnie Beck has a very selective memory these days, or she doesn't even read her own newspaper when it comes to radical Islam, or, like much of her ilk, is she just terrified of being branded Islamophobic for merely stating the deadly consequences that are inherent to radical Islam? Sadly, folks, buckle up for yet more spin, more apologetic news coverage, and more self-censorship in the years to come, especially by the deniers in the media party. After all, If a newspaper editor will crucify a prime minister for merely stating a fact, I think we pretty much have an idea what we're in for when it comes to honest reporting during the current edition of Trudeaumania. For TheRebel.Media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.